Of the many American cities that have their own unique version of pizza, Chicago is high on the popularity list. When za in the city of big shoulders comes to mind, chances are grand visions of deep dish run through your dome. However, Chicago is home to another less famous but equally delicious version of pizza known as Tavern-Style, or Square Cut, or pub style. It goes by many names. This style of pizza features a cracker-thin crust with brown, bubbly cheese, a nice tangy sauce, and of course whatever toppings your little heart desires. So if you're here to learn to make pizza like a true Chicago pub owner, or, just impress your malort-slugging Midwestern compadres, look no further because I got you. The sauce for this pie is straightforward. We're going to melt in 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil to a medium saucepan. Chop up 5 cloves of garlic, then add them to the pan and toast over medium heat until the garlic just begins to turn light brown. Then it's in with a 6-ounce can or 3/4 cup of tomato paste. Just stir that around with the garlic until it darkens, 3 or 4 minutes more. Once the room begins to smell like Olive Garden on a Friday night, go ahead and pour in 1 28-ounce can of San Marzano tomatoes, 2 teaspoons each of dried thyme, marjoram, oregano, and basil, a half teaspoon of red chili flake for a little spice, then 1 tablespoon each of salt and sugar, then finally the red wine vinegar for an extra zingy touch. Crush the maters with the back of a wooden spoon to release some of the sweet, sweet juice, then blend it smooth with an immersion blender. Or just process it in a normal blender if that's what you have. That's literally all you do, so go ahead and simmer that off on the back burner for 20 to 30 minutes while it darkens, thickens, and the flavors begin to meld a while longer. The final touch is fish sauce. The fish sauce works similarly to how anchovies do in classic Italian cuisine, adding a certain depth of umami. Stir in 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, then remove the whole thing from the heat. Either let the sauce chill down until you can comfortably touch it with your fingers, or cool it down in an ice bath if you're impatient like myself. Alright, let's move on. Tavern-style pizza is defined by a thin, crispy crust with 0 flop. Into a food processor with the dough blade attached goes 725 grams of bread flour, 25 grams of cornmeal, 7 grams of salt, 7 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of instant yeast, which we did not show on camera, but I assure you, it's in there. Just pulsing it up. Pulse that up until the dry ingredients are mixed in, then continue to pulse as you pour in 60 grams of extra virgin olive oil and 370 grams of cold water. Continue to pulse the dough until it comes together and begins to ride the blade. Once the dough comes together, let the machine run non-stop for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, stop the machine and literally do nothing. We need to let the dough hydrate and rest for 30 minutes, so now is a good time to grate some cheese. The cheese mixture is our standard pizza blend of 50% whole milk mozzarella and 50% part skim mozzarella. The whole milk mozz will give us a glorious, creamy flavor, while the skim mozz helps tone things back a bit and ensures that our pizza isn't one big, fatty grease frisbee. Once the dough has rested, free it from the blade, then run the machine non-stop for another 30 seconds. Plop the finished dough onto a lightly floured clean counter and divide it up into 4 individual 295-gram balls. Then shape, store, and date each ball individually in an oiled container. This dough is best after a long, cold rise in the fridge. A flavor that would otherwise be absent develops slowly over the course of time in the fridge, leaving you with a wonderful, tangy, interesting pizza dough. Anywhere between 3 to 5 days in the fridge is a sweet spot, but you can totally let it go as long as a week. If you insist on using the dough on the same day it's made, just let it sit out on the counter for an hour or 2, or really as long as you can wait before getting impatient and baking the pizza. Lucky for us, I made some dough a few days ago that is ready to use right now. Start off by plopping the dough on a floured surface. Use your skin mittens to press the dough into an 8-inch round puck, then use a rolling pin. Yes, I said it, a rolling pin. We're going to roll the pizza out to 14 to 15 inches. Periodically rub your disc down with flour as needed. It can get a little sticky otherwise. Grab a pizza peel or large sheet tray and ready it by dusting it with cornmeal, which is a very important step for authentic tavern-style za. Then place the readied pizza dough on top oh so gracefully. Alright, this part is important, so listen up. We need to dock the dough, which means poke little holes in it to help air escape, which keeps it from fully rising. This is a crucial step for that cracker crust we've been talking about. If you don't have one of these nifty medieval torture device looking dough dockers, go ahead and just use a fork to poke holes all over the dough. Now, ladle on roughly 6 ounces or 3/4 of a cup of cooled sauce onto the pizza, making sure to distribute it edge to edge. Really make sure to get edge to edge here. We are not in New York here. We're not going to be like picking this thing up and walking around town with it. This thing is meant to be eaten at the bar. Then it's on with your toppings of choice. I'm going with a personal favorite of mine, green pepper, onion, and Italian sausage. I like to hit the pie with a little mozz, then layer in some toppings before hitting it with a little more mozz and sprinkling on some fresh Parmigiano. Parmigiano Reggiano. Then it's onto a ripping hot pizza stone in a 500 degree Fahrenheit, 260 Celsius oven that's been preheated for at least 30 minutes. We want this thing hotter than the 9th layer of hell. Preheating the oven is going to help charge the stone with heat, which emulates an actual commercial pizza oven, so don't skip it. Cook the pizza for 10 to 12 minutes or until the cheese is blistered browned and the crust is crust-y. Remove the pizza with the peel, then set it aside to cool for a few minutes. If you don't own a pizza peel, don't worry. A big sheet tray and a pair of tongs is gonna get the job done. It can be a little awkward getting the pizza on and off the tray, but it is doable. Slice the pizza into 5 or 6 rows of squares. Yes, I said it, squares. This pizza was designed to be munched belly up to the bar, bows on the table, beer within reach, not on the go. So if it's not square cut, it ain't tavern style. If you really want to go above and beyond, hit the pizza with a little bit of hot giardiniera, then maybe a little bit of extra Parmesan, maybe a pinch of dried oregano, then let the deliciousness course through your veins. This makes you want to pour an old style, pop on the Bears on the TV, and pay way too much in taxes. Is that political?
That's just accurate.
The history of pizza here in Chicago runs deeper than just deep dish. You know, there are plenty of places to get good New York-style pizza here in the city, but when most of us think of thin crust pizza, it's tavern style. Legend has it, tavern style was invented by a desperate bar owner who needed to find a way to incentivize customers to come back to the bar after the Great Depression. One place started serving thin crust, square-cut, shareable pizza for free with the order of a beer, and, you know, the rest is history. Lots of other establishments followed suit, and sort of just like that overnight, tavern-style pizza was born, and I'm here for it. For birthday parties, movie nights, lonely Friday nights alone, terrible breakups, whatever the occasion is, pizza is always going to be there for you. Don't forget that. Yes, pizza is really good at bringing people together, but it can also be sort of a polarizing topic in conversation. So, you know, let me know. What's your favorite style of za? Do you like thin, crunchy crust? Do you like light and fluffy crust? Let me know in the comments below because, I don't know, maybe I'll make a video about it or something. I hope you dug the video. Thank you so much for sticking around, watching until the end here, and supporting me on the tube. If you dig this style of content, maybe you'll like my other stuff on Instagram and TikTok. It's a little shorter, a little spazzier, but, you know, still entertaining, hopefully. So yeah, check me out over there. I would really appreciate, and I shall see you next week. Ciao.